thing about dance that is so beautiful is that it disappears the minute that you see it. And the frustrating thing about dance is that it disappears the minute that you see it. As a dance maker, I'm quite jealous of my visual artist friends and my friends who have a plastic object at the end of their day. All I have is a memory of what I did. And so I coined that phrase, the architecture of loss, to kind of celebrate and complain about what I do. To build something that's disappearing or that's absent is a paradox, really. The great monuments of the world are things that men and women have plopped down on the planet to immortalize themselves. And the beauty of dance is that we don't take up that kind of resource or that kind of space. What's concealed is as important as what's revealed in this work. When I was conceiving Architecture of Loss, that was the main premise for me, was how do you build on something that's disappearing? Yes! That's exactly what I met Gurun and Gurun at a party, and we hit it off, and they were wearing their clothes that they make, which is this incredibly beautiful, loose-knit, organically grown and locally harvested wool from the Faroe Islands. And I fell in love with it. Thinking a lot about your fabric, the way it's so loosely hung together, so I'm trying to hang the body a little looser too. Something about the fragility and the organic nature of it called out to me. And I mentioned that to them, and it kind of all evolved from that very simple, light social conversation. I love the idea that a dance can start by a piece of clothing. This is like the typical thing with me, with that I love you for what you do, and then how do we make this, like, is this going to work on stage? Can they dance in it? Is it going to be too hot? When I met Gurun and Gurun, it was like a golden key was given to me. They began to find people to help me produce this, and Nordic House became involved in this production. Ord from the Nordic House brought me to the visual designer Ranva Kanoi, who's a painter who's from the Faroe Islands. When Ord showed me one of Ranva's paintings, I knew immediately that I wanted it on the stage for this work. I just felt that it was exactly right for creating a visual world that would surround this work, and also to go with Gurun and Gurun's designs. The music is Valgeir Sigurdsson, and he's also from the Great North Country. When you can see the fog hanging in the cold air, his music sounds like that looks, and there's a kind of inherent sadness to it. It's taken me into some very nuanced and very gentle places that I'm hesitant to go on my own normally when I'm choreographing. To find an architectural form for disappearing is a very difficult thing, and I'm not even sure it's possible. I'm giving the audience an experience of loss, and one of the ways I've found to do that is to build something for the audience to see, and then to build something that obstructs that view of it. I mean, it makes me, when I'm looking at it, it makes me try to look around the object that is in its way, and of course the object is another dancer. I work with 11 of the most amazing dancers in New York. They train themselves to be perfectly attuned to space, and then I give them problems that totally turn them upside down. So it's not always pleasant for them, but I think they're there because they have that kind of spirit that is adventurous and the skill and talent to be able to meet that kind of almost dangerous situation. I tried to create phrases of movement or a string of movements that don't have any ground or any resting place. And I think in a certain way that is a way just to disorient the dancers and to keep them off keel or off kilter. So a lot of the phrases are built that way. Will the audience see that? I'm not sure, but you'll feel it. Oddly, my father became very ill in the last few months, and so I was experiencing a very personal loss in my life, and I hadn't really planned to confront that issue head on in the dance, but I definitely have allowed that experience of watching my father disappear to inform how I went into the studio every day. More than bringing imagery in, I brought the existential emotional state of losing a parent into the working process, and I could trust Amanda and Josh to come with me in that state. I definitely don't want people to be saying, oh, well, this is where she's dying, or this is where he's losing her, or this is where they're breaking up. I mean, that kind of thing it's a part of life, but those are the kind of the mundane details of loss for me. It's more the emotional resonance of those details that I'm interested in. It's very important to get up every day and to share something with people. I'm a social person, and I love mixing my energy with other people's, and that's what I do on stage, that's what I do in my life, that's what I live to do.